So just how long does it take to get tired of your spouse? It would never happen in an ideal world, of course, but the truth is, after a while, most married couples hit a little bit of a rut. Sometimes they start taking each other for granted. And according to a brand new study, it's now time for the 7-year itch to make room for the 3-year glitch. Every romance begins with the idea of a lifetime of true happiness. Yet many hit that point where the spark begins to fizzle.
Oh, here comes another one.
The iconic 1950s Marilyn Monroe film, The 7-Year Itch, portrayed it perfectly. That moment when the little imperfections make our minds wander to thoughts of another. A new study finds the fast-paced, career-driven 21st century lifestyle is speeding up the desire to flee from love. The 7-year itch is now the 3-year glitch.
I think we start to look at each other at a more critical level because that love is blind thing has worn off. So we're trying to figure out if this is the person for the next 3, 6, 9, 12 years.
67% say as their relationship hit the 36-month mark, quirks once considered endearing became major annoyances.
He claims he doesn't snore, so whoever the man is in my room, I wish would get out because he claims he doesn't snore.
Besides snoring, other top passion killers include weight gain, financial trouble, and bathroom habits.
This is a generation that has a lot of expectations of their partner. So you have this whole laundry list, this whole fantasy that you've created, and then you're with the person and you're like, wait a minute, that's not quite what I was thinking. That's not exactly how I thought it was going to be.
Most respondents said they craved more time alone. If that study's right, after 3 short years, they may just get that. Okay, here to fill us in on what's really going on with the 3-year glitch, psychologist and early show contributor Dr. Jennifer Harstein. Good morning.
Good morning.
Boy, an uplifting one this morning.
A very, very uplifting one. After that beautiful wedding story, we now can talk about the 3-year glitch.
Right, so is there something to this, or is this just sort of, you know, we're going from 7-year itch to 3-year glitch, it's catchy, it helps us with a study, we're promoting it?
Well, there may be some of that, but the truth of the matter is that research has shown that a lot of people, 67% of people, after 3 years really do notice that there's a shift. It's almost like the honeymoon phase is over, and now the real work happens, and a lot of people don't want to do that real work or don't know how to do that real work.
Yeah, it may be the latter. So what is it that happens? How do we come to this shift at that point?
Well, it seems as though we kind of work together. It's all fun. We're getting to know each other. It's really great. And then we start to notice that all these little things start to build up, these annoyances, and our day-to-day doldrums also come in, and the two things kind of combust, and we have a problem, and we don't know what we want to do or how to solve the problem.
Right, so then we start to nitpick. We sort of harp on these little annoyances.
Yes.
You know, like you snore too loud, or give us an idea. They actually came up with top 10 passion killers.
Exactly.
What are some of the things on that list?
So a top 10 things: bathroom habits, not cleaning up after yourself in the bathroom; lapsed fashion sense, so not looking the right way; snoring too much; alcohol use; lack of romance, always a big one; the in-laws could be a big one; not taking care of your hygiene; antisocial work habits, working too much and not being home;
right.
Money problems. And weight gain is a big one, which we know happens over time in marriage, that weight does get gained.
And people don't talk about that one as much. So that, I mean, that one's a more obvious one. But when it comes to money and career, that would seem, especially now, these are real particular challenges for people given the economy.
Absolutely. So it's really trying to strike a balance between work and home life. And that's hard for all of us. We know with our Blackberries, with our computers, with the phone, we do get much more connected after work than we were before. Set some limits.
Is it more, are we going from 7 years to 3 years too, because people have, I mean, do we have more unrealistic expectations nowadays than we may have, you know, a few decades ago in terms of what married life is like?
It's a grass is always greener complex, I think, on one hand. And on the other hand, we are much more, in many cases, economically sound, that we can separate earlier. And also, it's just we get tired faster. We're immediate gratification culture. It's like, oh, this isn't working, you know, I think I'm going to try something else, instead of sticking it out and trying to figure out what makes it work.
But ideally, we want to stick it out. We want to make it work. So you have some tips for everyone, whether you're feeling a glitch or not, that we can all apply to our relationships.
Right. So first, you want to, all these things are really small stuff. Don't sweat those things. See what the bigger problem is and address the bigger problem. Appreciate each other. It don't work so much. Find the time to enjoy each other's company when you can. remember the love. You fell in love with this person for some reason. Try and find that. And lastly, share positive things. Find your own time, bring it back together, share that stuff, go back to the things you like to do.
So instead of coming home and complaining about work every day, come home and tell them even something positive that happened.
Right. The research showed that compliments go down significantly over this time period. So find the ability to bring that back in and really appreciate one another.
Great advice as always. Jen, thanks.
Thanks, Erica.